On Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, the Island Club hosted a business luncheon with the theme Drug Abuse in Nigeria, Challenges and Solutions at the Sir Kensington Adebukunla Adebutu Hall, Onikon, Lagos. The prestigious event brought together an array of esteemed members and eminent guests, demonstrating the Island Club's commitment to addressing national issues of critical importance. Among the distinguished attendees were Dr. Omoba Rotimi Olasode Martins, KCOP, Chairman, Island Club, Engineer Demola Mure, Vice Chairman, Island Club, General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, former military administrator of Lagos State, and Chairman, CEO of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, keynote speaker. Chief Olumuyiwa Falomo, past chairman and trustee, Island Club. Chief Alex Onobanjo, the esteemed Ashiwaju of Agoiwe. Chief Stephen Ademola Dada, past chairman and trustee, Island Club. Mr. Olabanji Oladapo, past chairman and trustee. Air Chief Marshal Oluseyi Petiri, distinguished member and former Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria. Prince Bisi Olatilo, distinguished member and chairman, CEO of Biscon Communications. His Royal Majesty, Professor Saka Matemilola, the Olowo of Owu Kingdom. Mr. Tarfa Zibri Aliu, chairman, Ikoyi Club 1938, among others. The program commenced with a warm welcome by Dr. Omoba Rotimi Martins. He described the event as a significant step towards exploring sustainable solutions to the epidemic of drug abuse in Nigeria.
Today, we are gathered not only to discuss its devastating impact, but more importantly, to explore practical, sustainable solutions to this epidemic. We are deeply honored to have as our keynote speaker General Mohammed Buba Marwa, CON, the distinguished chairman and CEO of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency. General Marwa's unwavering commitment to combating drug abuse and his wealth of experience in tackling this scourge inspire us all. As we embark on this journey today, let us remember that the fight against drug abuse is not just about enforcement or legislation. It is about building a society that offers hope, opportunities, and support its citizens. Together, we can create a Nigeria where our young people can thrive, free from the shadow of addiction. Thank you once again for joining us today. Let us make this a transformative and impactful session. Thank you very much.
The first presentation was delivered by Professor Lere Bale, CEO of Business School Netherlands International Nigeria and the President of the Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy. Speaking on the topic, pharmaceutical interventions and strategies for curbing medicine and drug abuse in Nigeria, he provided an insightful historical analysis of drug misuse while proposing innovative measures to address its impact.
I have no doubt in my mind that the keynote speaker will address a much more complex, but let me just summarize here as a pharmacist. There's a need for increased education and awareness, informing communities. Now, from my discussion from primary school to parents, communities about the proper use of medication and the dangers of abuse. Strict regulation, strengthening laws and monitoring system to prevent overprescription and illicit distribution. Rehabilitation and support, offering accessible treatment options for addiction, and the need for pharmaceutical ethics so that ethical practices can be encouraged. The pioneering spirit of this great African who lived about 2,650 years BC served as both an inspiration and challenge to the modern world to innovate responsibly and ensure that medicine remains a tool for healing, not for harm.
This was followed by Professor Sir Harry Ladapo, GCOP, KSC, a consultant psychiatrist, who spoke on changing patterns in drug abuse and socio-psychiatric implications in transition.
And when we talk about the pattern of drugs that we are using, we need to talk about it as a concept, because I use the term concept of drug abuse, and there have been different definitions over the years
on the type of drugs that we use and the characteristics of the abusers. His case was complicated again. He had to wait 1 year in Nigeria for treatment. And this is what the Europeans are doing now. They are making it in form of syrup, Indian in form of soda, Indian in form of cream, and everything like that. And even many of them, they have legalized it. Human rights abuse, mental health and legislation should look into aspects of what fits our system and our culture by not saying that we are going to accept legalization of some of these drugs. I know some governors think that they can make money by exporting cannabis to Europe. You can have technologies from Europe, either from Israel or UK, and see what they are doing there, and see what their youths are doing there. May it not happen to us.
The keynote speech was delivered by General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired. In his lecture titled Drug Abuse in Nigeria, Challenges and Solutions, he provided an in-depth analysis of the challenges posed by drug abuse in Nigeria, emphasizing the need to declare a state of emergency in tackling this menace.
The challenge of drug abuse, as I was saying, has become a public health concern in Nigeria. Drug abuse, also known as substance abuse, is the use of drugs or substances in a manner that is harmful to an individual's physical, mental, or social well-being. It typically connotes using drugs in a non-prescribed way, for instance, by taking medications like painkillers, sedatives, or stimulants for purposes other than intended. Consuming illicit substances such as cocaine, heroin, cannabis, methamphetamine, or taking excessive socially acceptable drugs like alcohol and tobacco. Over time, apart from the health consequences, drug abuse can lead to physical or psychological dependence, where the user is unable to function without the substance. This compulsive use, being the inability to control the urge to consume drugs despite negative consequences, often leads to change in tolerance levels, where the body starts to need more of the substance to achieve the same effect. So addressing drug abuse in Nigeria requires a multifaceted approach involving government agencies, NGOs, community stakeholders, families, and individuals, whole of society, with sustained efforts in awareness creation and education, law enforcement, healthcare, and socioeconomic development. The challenges of drug abuse can be significantly mitigated. And I trust that the esteemed Island Club will join us in this endeavor. We in the NDLA are prepared to collaborate, and our officials are at the other end of the phone should you need us for any advocacy support. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Adding a creative touch to the event, spoken word artist Nicole Iwoha performed a moving piece titled Odyssey on Drug Abuse, captivating the audience with her poetic narrative. The luncheon also included an interactive segment where students in attendance posed thought-provoking questions, all of which were expertly addressed by the speakers. Another highlight was the unveiling and launch of the rebranded Peacock magazine by Air Chief Marshal Oluseyi Petirin.
Our job is to unveil it, as I understand. And again, the chairman and your team, I understand this magazine has become moribund, but you resuscitated it. We thank you, and I'm sure each of us will try to get a copy so that we can enjoy the goodies that are inside.
Plaques were then presented to the erudite speakers and distinguished guests as tokens of appreciation. In addition, General Buba Marwa and Colonel Mohammed Marwa were conferred honorary membership of the Island Club by the chairman. The event concluded with a vote of thanks and the rendition of the Island Club's anthem, leaving attendees inspired to contribute to the fight against drug abuse.